This video is meant to introduce the new permanent game mode that is integrated strategies. I'm not going to be covering specific details about this game mode, things like how to play, and the new features that are appearing compared to its first season of running. The reason for that is that I'm assuming a lot of you here may not have even played the first season of integrated strategies, which was Fungi Mist. Even if you've played Fungi Mist before, don't worry, this video is still meant for you as well. The purpose of this first video that I'm making for integrated strategies is meant to set the expectations for you guys as to what you can look out for when this comes. Why are people so hyped for it? How should you be playing it? Should you be worried, nervous, or excited that it's coming? I've penned down a chronological order of questions that you guys will probably have about this game mode, and I'll be reading off from my Word document over here so that I'm a little more coherent when I speak. So, what is IS2 about? IS2 is what we call a roguelike game mode. Roguelike is a genre of games with titles such as Risk of Rain, Binding of Isaac, and Rogue Legacy, whereby all of these games have you to start a particular run, and when your character dies, you have to restart from the beginning, although dying is not a bad thing because the game will reward you with even more buffs that will help you in your later runs. The same idea of the roguelike concept gets added into Arknights as well, whereby in this game mode, you'll get random operators, random stages to play, and random artifacts that will buff your gameplay as you clear each stage. At the start of every run, you'll get 3 recruitment tickets with a specific class plastered to each of them. So if a recruitment ticket has a guard class on it, you can then choose any guard that you own in your account. Then if it's a sniper class, you can only recruit snipers that you already own. Now whenever you choose an operator, it will share the same level, promotion rank, and skill ranks as what you have in your account. Now, if let's say you choose to recruit a Elite 2 operator that you already own, note that the operators will maximally be at Elite 1 the first time you recruit them in this game mode. In order to get them to Elite 2, you must recruit them again, then that will promote them to Elite 2. But if your operator doesn't have Elite 2 yet, then you're already getting the full deal. Let's say if you have an operator at Elite 1 level 50 or level 40, you cannot recruit them again since you haven't promoted them yet. So once a run starts, you pick your first 3 operators, you'll then face the stages at random from here on. Now you usually can choose which stage you want to tackle because it's like a 3 branching pathway that you'll see in the game. Sometimes you get 2 choices, sometimes you get 3 choices, and you get to see the map of the stage and the enemies before you enter the stage. Now note that even though you might see the same map of the stage as you play on in this game mode, very often you'll find that the enemies of the stage will be switched up even though you're playing the same map. At the end of every stage clear, you'll get rewards for clearing that stage, such as a recruitment ticket so that you can have more operators in your squad, ingots, which is a specific currency for that game mode, and relics that will further improve your run. Relics or artifacts are things that buffs your operators. Integrated strategies is the opposite of contingency contract. Instead of debuffing your operators and buffing the enemies, it does the reverse, whereby this time, it will want to buff your operators and debuff the enemies. So all these artifacts that you collect each time you clear the stage is meant to help you to have an easier time as you play the later stages. Although of course, the more stages you play in a run, the harder they're gonna get, because you'll see tougher enemies later on. Ingots on the other hand, which I said is a specific currency to this game mode, are what you can use to spend at certain points in your run. Sometimes instead of choosing a stage, you can choose to go into a shop, and in that shop, you can then buy more recruitment tickets or more relics to further buff your operators. There are also special situations that you can choose over playing a stage, just like in a roguelike game mode. Sometimes there are NPC characters that you can meet in the game mode. They may have some special instructions that you have to agree to or disagree to. Some of them could ask you to trade certain items for another item, and that can switch up the way that your run will progress. Because every squad you have, stage that you enter, enemies that you face are always so different, this will push you to make different strategies with every new run that you do, letting you learn to play this game better and smarter. That is the very reason why I personally love this game mode so much. Now you can leak enemies in any of your stages. As long as your HP seal never falls to 0, you can proceed to the next stage. The moment that you lose all your HP seals, that will then cause your run to end. But as I mentioned at the start, ending a run will not punish you. Instead, it will reward you by unlocking more buffs that you can use in your later runs, making it more comfortable and easier. Now, how long does a run usually take? It depends on how many stages you play, how long you take to think about your strategies before you enter the stage. If you jump into all the stages, brute forcing them somehow, and you manage to do a completely successful run, it can take as short as half an hour. If not, if you bother to think hard, see what combats the map and the enemies, it can go as high as 2.5 hours. With it being that long, you might then ask, can you leave the game mode considering how long a run can be? You can do so. While you are inside playing a stage, you cannot leave. But whenever you're in the menu to choose the next stage, you can then leave the game mode, and wherever your current progress is in the run, that will be saved. A very important question that many will ask is, do I need to clear all the stages in one run to beat the event? No. To collect all the rewards, you just need to play the game mode as much as you wish. Even if you fail your runs 10, 20 or 50 times, never completing any of your runs, you can still get all the free rewards because the free goodies are given according to how much you bother to play this game mode. Doing a full successful run will simply give you a sense of achievement to go far in the game mode while rewarding you with a little faster collection of your rewards. It can also give you more modifiers that will allow you to make your run harder or easier depending on what you want, and it could unlock more relics that you could use in your later runs. But again, you can still get all the free materials and skins without ever achieving a full run even once. Then for those reward conscious people, you might then also ask me, is this a limited time event? No, this is a permanent game mode. You can play it for many months to come. You can play it like crazy basically. Right now, it will stay for at least 7 months. It is actually unknown if it will go beyond this number as of when I'm filming this video, because I'm looking at the CN server as to how long this particular game mode is still running. Wait, permanent? Then how can this be an interesting game mode when it's gonna be in its 5th or 6th month? Most players will tell you that integrated strategies is the most fun feature to ever be added to the game. Because every run is different, you'll always experience something new to your playtime, making it never boring. IS2 also works hard to keep the game mode fresh by implementing monthly updated content, such as the rewards, special conditions, new modifiers, relics, stages, and enemies. You will always be kept entertained through this game mode. Then now you might then also ask me, it sounds like a game mode that's going to take very long to clear. So this is going to take up a lot of your game sanity, right? No. No, no, no. It will take 0 sanity to play this game mode. That is everyone's favorite part about it. This is a purely replayable game mode that you get to enjoy whenever you want. This will now make this sanity limited game, like Arknights, become a completely replayable game mode that you can now grow glued to. If Arknights is your side game, this game mode might just make it become a main game. Okay, Cookie, so should new players play this integrated strategies then? Because I heard that it's really difficult. Now, in my opinion, I insist that new players also play integrated strategies because this game mode helps you to learn better strategies. Even better as a new player, because your operators are not leveled and built compared to other existing players who have like level 100 and 120 accounts, you can play this 0 sanity spent game mode endlessly to figure out how to defeat stages better with the so-called restrictions imposed by your account. Whenever you fail a run, you can use the information to learn about what your account may need to build more of. Capitalize on the fact that this game mode spends no sanity to help you to understand how to build a better account. IS2 can help all players to become better at this game, as long as you're willing to try something new whenever you play it. Then do you need 3 stars and 4 stars to play IS2? I keep hearing people recommending those. Is the game mode just unplayable without them? IS2 is going to be perfectly playable with any squad that you have. The reason why those rarities are said to be nicer is because in this game mode, you use hope to recruit operators, and those rarities cost little to no hope. But even without them, you can still play your runs just fine. There are people who defeat this game mode with only Elite 1 operators. Some people even do it with Elite 0. And some people, hear me out, can do this even with 0 operators and still solve a complete run. It's because of the artifacts of this game mode that makes this a very wild time to play. If you're wondering what do you need in order to play this game mode, all you need to do is to prepare your mind to take on this challenge because of the fact that this game mode is going to help you to expand your brain and become an even better player. You may have seen guides telling you who to build, tier lists of operators that are supposedly good for this event. Instead of preparing for IS2 by building specific operators, I suggest that you just play IS2 first. Whenever you feel challenged to clear a certain stage, maybe you fail your run at a certain point, you can then use that information, realize from there as to which operators do you think you might appreciate to be more built. There's no need to rush building anyone because this game mode is permanent, here to stay for you to play anytime. Just build reactionarily, meaning if you feel through your playtime, you might want this operator, that operator to be built, only then do you build those operators. Am I very dead if I only have 6 stars built? Maybe some 5 stars and no 4 stars and 3 stars. First off, why are you playing the game like this? Secondly, it's fine to play IS2 with practically anyone you own. You just need to learn how to work around with the account that you have. You build your account your way, so you live with the decisions and do your best in going as far as you can in your runs. How can I learn to be better in this game mode when all I'll be using is only the operators I have built? Now, as you play the stages, you will frequently encounter special recruitment tickets that lets you borrow operators that you may not even own, whether 4 star, 5 star, or even 6 star at the cost of 0 hope. These operators will have maximum level, meaning maximum stats, and when at Elite 2, they even have full masteries. For instance, for a 6 star, they will have M3 on all 3 of their skills. These operators will also have max potential, really giving you a full blast trial run of all their abilities. I remember back in Integrated Strategies 1, where I managed to recruit a free W, and I got to experience all 3 of her skills. After experiencing her in this game mode, I then realized how strong of a 6 star she can actually be. Hence, you can look forward to so many operators that you may not have even tried. Also, at the start of your run, you can now choose one support unit from your friends. And that way, you can also enjoy some really powerful operators that you may have never tried in your playtime. Is Passenger and Ling necessary? I heard that they are busted for this event. Bullshit. With the right artifacts, practically any operator can look crazy because of how fun this game mode is. This viral hearsay only exists because those 2 operators got some of the most screen time out of everybody else, making it look like they're needed for the event. So now that I'm explaining this to you, please stop thinking they are mission critical operators. Any 3 star, 4 star, 5 star or 6 star can look amazing if you get the perfect artifacts that makes them super strong. This one goes out to the late game veteran players. I have a lot of meta operators like Chen Outer, Surtur, Taunts, Silver Ash, Ayer. The list is endless. This must be a really easy time for me. It can be an easy time, but if you're always going to play your runs, recruiting the same favorite few operators all the time, you will easily get tired of this game mode and not find enjoyment out of it. There are more than 200 operators in the game, and allowing yourself to try someone new with every run that you play can teach you new synergies, skills that you may have never cared about, making you appreciate everyone in the game much more. It is better that you always make sure to switch up your playtime so that you really get the most out of integrated strategies. In your first few runs, when you're attempting to go for a complete run where you kill the final boss, it is reasonable for you to play it by trying to force a really strong squad to bring along. Once you have 1 or 2 complete runs, tell yourself to try new things. Then this way, that will really make you love the game so much more when you discover things you never knew. Will there be guides for integrated strategies? Now, it is practically impossible to make stage guides for every single stage in IS because every single player's run will be different from each other. In fact, there is no need for guides simply because IS will become your teacher to become better at this game. The more you play and get used to it, the more you're gonna realize the tens, hundreds of strategies to beat the enemies that you face. Cookie, will you make a tier list for integrated strategies too? IS2 does not need any tier list. Some people can give opinions that certain operators scale better in this game mode. However, as I've repeatedly mentioned, you can make any operator shine in this game mode as long as you're willing to learn what they do and at the same time find good artifacts that will synergize well with them. Please don't be too reliant on tier lists, as this is going to damage you from discovering the hidden operators that you can be learning about. Let this sanityless game mode give you the chance to try every single operator in the game. Cookie, what are all the rewards? How to collect all the collectibles? How to get Phantom L2D? How to get Shalom? How to get all the endings? How to get... Okay, if you're asking all these kind of questions about how to collect them all, calm the fuck down. This game mode is a permanent game mode. You have all the time in the world to slowly get everything done and dusted. Do not rush to clear every single reward in this event. Don't go finishing the full reward list within the first week. You will burn out if you don't pace yourself properly. The rewards will never reset every month, but only extend to give even more rewards instead. So please, take it comfortably. If you want to play it for 24 hours a day, go ahead. If you only want to do 2 runs per week, that is also fine. However that you do it, all the rewards will come to you eventually. The last thing that you want is to hate a game mode because you got so stressed about collecting all the rewards or finishing complete runs, when the point of it is to have the best fun that you can ever enjoy. And at this point of the video, some of you may be saying, I still don't understand how this works. The game mode is going to release very soon. It is better that you learn it by playing it yourself. Once you've understood, I hope that you can love it as much or maybe even more than I do. Integrated strategies is one of the best things that you'll ever experience in your time in Arknights. It is my favorite game mode and one of the major reasons why I'm so glued to this game. If you've reached this point of the video, you realize that I didn't put any visual aid to explain all about integrated strategies. The reason for that is that if I do so, you will see all the images with their text in Chinese. And I'd rather wait for the official translation that will drop as soon as the game mode gets released. Hence, that is why I didn't spend a lot of time in this video to talk about how to play this game mode and rather what to expect out of this game mode. For those of you who are looking for even more clarity as to how to play with things like the hope, relics, or the monthly content that I've mentioned, these matters will be talked about in my next video, which is going to be released after Integrated Strategies is dropped, so that I can navigate the menu together with you guys. If you wish to watch a complete run so that you can understand this game mode perfectly, you can watch this video of mine where I completed this game mode for the first time in the hardest difficulty. That will show you the variety of stages, artifacts, and situations that you can face within this time. Anyways, that's all that I have to mention in this video. Hopefully this gives you guys some peace and also excitement for what's to come. Alright, have fun all of you. Bye bye.